Hey mamas, there's a lot going on in divorce, and it's really tempting at times to impose our opinions on our kids, which is exactly what they don't need or want. Our children's real needs often get lost in the shuffle of it all, despite the best of intentions. Sometimes in an effort to overcompensate for the chaos, for not knowing what to say to them, or because one or both parent feels guilty for any number of reasons, parents often try to assuage their guilt by spoiling their kids. You know, saying yes when you should have said no, bending rules that shouldn't be bent, overindulging them with material goods, stretching boundaries, etc. But retail therapy, like Band-Aids, only works for so long. What they really need is to be kept out of the conflict and given space to process their own big feelings. I want to share a story that a mama years out on the other side of her divorce recently shared with me. It really hit home the importance of consciously designing how you want to interact with your kids during divorce and beyond. And surprisingly, with your ex too. That's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm calling this conversation, What Your Kids Really Want. Hi there, mamas. Welcome to the Intuitive Divorce Podcast. I'm Kristen Noel, certified divorce coach and creator of the Best Self Intuitive Divorce, a game-changing program that transforms the experience and outcomes of divorce, one mother at a time. I call it Divorcing Differently. I'm here each week bringing you a quick message to support, inspire, and empower you to achieve the outcomes you want for yourself and your kids. So let's dive into today's episode. I heard the most heartfelt confession today from a mother long after being on the other side of her divorce. We'd been talking about the need to keep our kids out of the conflict at all costs, no matter the age. She shared a story of calling her daughter at college one day to wish her a happy Valentine's Day. It was a quick call, but just as she was about to hop off, she realized the call was still connected. Her daughter was talking to a friend, and she overheard her say, "Mom calls for holidays, Dad calls for holidays. Mom sends cards, Dad sends cards. Mom sends presents, Dad sends presents. But you know what I really want? Is for them to just send one collective gift to me." Wow. Straight out of the mouth of babes or young adults. First and foremost, what your kids want is to not be caught in the crossfires. They don't want to live in a war zone. They don't want their lives to change. They don't want to be told what to think or feel or who to love. They don't want to be asked to pick a side. They don't want to feel unsafe. They don't want to see you unraveling. They don't want you to fight over them. They don't want you to interrogate them about the other parent. They don't want you to badmouth the other parent or smirk or roll your eyes when they call. They don't want to be your confidant and support. They want to be your kid. They want your love, support, connection, and presence. They want room to breathe, space to figure out who they are in this new family unit, and a solid foundation beneath them. We owe that to our kids. They didn't ask for this chaos. They didn't ask to be stuck in the middle of the choices we made or the dramas we co-created. Now, I'm not suggesting that you sugarcoat what's going on in your life, especially during divorce. That doesn't ultimately do them any favors either. I'm asking you to take a deep breath, connect to your heart and mama intuition, and consider how you want to mother them through this. Who do you want to be in this divorce story? Of course, many kids don't want their parents to divorce, but what they really don't want is fighting, upheaval, and living in a house of negative and toxic energy. They will get through the divorce and be okay if you are okay. I've spoken before about the importance of helping your kids celebrate their other parent. Yes, even the awful, narcissistic problem maker you are divorcing. Remember, this isn't about them. It's about your kid. What does your kid need? They need the space to come to their own conclusions. As hard as it may seem, as much as you want to protect them from heartache, they will never hear it, and worse, it'll backfire on you if you try to get them to adopt your narrative. So don't. Guide them, nurture them, love them enough to write their own. Spare all of you the unnecessary grief instead. If your kids are young, encourage them to draw a card or picture. Help them choose something to celebrate the other parent's birthday or holiday. Take them shopping, witness their joy. Allow them to be excited and safe to explore this. This is a precious gift. Even if your kids are teens, remind them of holidays. It sends the same message, big or small, that translates to, it's okay to celebrate my parents and not be forced to hide it from them. And I know that doesn't guarantee that it'll be reciprocated or received well on the other side. But again, this isn't about them. It's about your kid. You only control what goes on your side of the street. But one day, they will remember this moment, and you won't regret having done it, even when you wanted to rant about your ex instead. Remember to save that for your friends, coach, family, and those who are safe to confide in. Just keep the kids out of it. So back to this notion of the joint gift. I know that may feel like a far stretch at the moment, and as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. But you have children with this person, and you will be connected to them for the rest of your life, like it or not. The good news is that you're freeing yourself and can build your next chapter without them. The bad news is that you will have to see each other for events and celebrations in the future. How do you want that to look and feel like? Back to the mama and the conversation she overheard. As a little background, her divorce was contentious, which you need to know because when you hear where it ultimately landed, you won't believe it. With years between them, decompressing and healing, these two contentious divorcees eventually found their way to sitting around the table for shared holiday meals, and guess what? They even started to grant their daughter's request and contribute to joint gifts. And even if you aren't able to remotely imagine this notion now, and I certainly don't expect you to be there yet, wouldn't it be a nice wish to hold in your heart? When you sit quietly and tap into your mama bear intuition and ask yourself, what do my kids need? What comes up? Seek refuge in your heart and its answers, mama. Thanks for listening to today's episode, but more importantly, for making this time for yourself. If you're a professional, independent mother facing off with divorce, struggling with your emotions, worried about your kids and your future, and want a better way to navigate it all, I've got 2 ways to completely change the trajectory of your divorce and your life starting today. The first is our free divorce workshop. In this training, you'll learn the 3 steps to get off the emotional roller coaster and take control of your divorce so you can save time, money, and heartache for you and your family. Simply go to intuitivedivorce.com/workshop. And the second way is to book a free strategy call with our team, where we'll dive into your situation, your struggles, what you really want, and outline a path to get you there. For a short video and the booking link, go to intuitivedivorce.com/call. Check it out, and I'll see you inside.